Hello, EagleSong Gardener here. Today we're getting ready to cut up an Elecampane root. We're going to do a lot of things with the root, and so we'll take it step by step and slowly. Remember, Elecampane is a large storage root, and so this root, because of the storage capacity, is rich in inulin, and it also helps the plant to grow to be quite large stature in the garden. Ours will grow up 7 to 8 feet tall every year. And so this root was 10 years in the ground. We're going to divide it, and then we'll show you all the different parts, because there's a lot going on here. And we're going to use these tools. This is a sod cutter, and it works really well for cutting through the root, a lot better sometimes than a knife because it's got a serrated edge. We do have a knife, and we have 2 different sizes of clippers in case we need them. So first thing I'm going to do is actually, I'm going to take this section off by cutting right through this central part. So this is where the stalks came up. Last year or the year before, there's a big hollow here, and these are the roots or the tops from this year. So I'm going to take our cutting serrated knife and begin cutting. And that tells me already it ain't gonna work, so we're gonna try the bigger knife. These are high carbon knife, really good for the outdoor work. I think I got this one at a garage sale down the way. It's a very sturdy, woody root. It has a great desire to not be cut in half. So we're going to turn the root and continue to cut through. We did a good 2 actually preliminary washes on this root. Now you can really see what's inside here and how all this compartmentalization, there are different parts that actually have grown towards one another together. And so I want to first off, see how that comes right out there? That whole piece fits right in there like a puzzle. And can't quite get it back right in there. But that's how the roots continue to expand, and parts of them have to die out so that other roots can exist. So we're going to take the small feeder roots, I call them octopus arms, but the truth is the function of these smaller roots here, they're feeder roots. They come out, and really where all the action happens in a plant is in the feeder root. This is where all the microbial action happens, the interchange between soil and the plant's ability to create itself. So I really appreciate working the plant from the ground up because it helps me understand the energies that are inherently a part of this plant. Oh, look at this, by how it grew. So here we have one of those larger storage roots that just slips right out of there. So we're still working this plant apart, given its own desire to be, these are all whole plants that have melded themselves together through different growth stages. So now we have a top with 1, 2, 3 crowns on it, lots of small bits. This root is going to continue dying and creating a hole. Lots of storage here to continue growth again. Last year's stalk came out here 2 years ago. No, this year's stalk came out here. So that's going to get set aside as for replanting. This is a huge central, well, it's not even a central one, it's a side one. But we're going to cut this crown off. Just living in the country, you have to learn how to take care of yourself. So sharp knives, all kinds of things going on. It's really fun to know that you can take care of yourself, and that's part of the reason I like doing this. Okay, here's another beautiful crown. This one's going to grow up to be a big plant quite early on, but there's a lot of storage root here that isn't necessary to give it oomph, you know, the growth it needs. So I'm setting that over there. So now we have a couple nice crowns, and actually this one here too has excess. All this excess will be set aside and cleaned up, and it will become the part that we use for drying on down the way. So lots of different stages. Again, here's another nice crown. It got cut here's one cut quite across, so that one probably won't make it. But again, taking out this feeder root here, I'm going to keep that. These feeder roots down here, these small ones, have really specific job I like in the medicine making, so we'll set those over there. A lot of roots still here, a lot of hair roots and feeder roots. A lot of these are not part of the Elecampane, they're just other plants that were close to the Elecampane in the garden. All right, so this one again, very large crown, very large root. We're going to set that aside. These will all grow into substantial plants. So look at this, each one of these is a baby plant. Here we can see there's been rodent activity. The rodents have been chewing the tops out of these crowns, and so those are all things you look for. So basically that's the cutting down part of, or breaking down the root. I'm going to cut one more big part off, and then we'll call that good for breaking the root down. And when you come back, we'll have all of this broken down into different parts, and then we'll carry it on into the kitchen and then into the apothecary. So really, I love the wholeness of being a home herbalist. I love the ability to plant a seed. These all grew from seeds originally, and then this plant has been here at Ravencroft 29 years, but it's older than that because I brought it with me from a plant before. So they're continually, it's the only place where you can divide and multiply. See you down the road in the kitchen.